Hey guys, Janelle here from janellemma.com. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday, and today I want to talk to you about the seven dimensions of wellness. Now, did you even know that there were 7 dimensions of wellness? I went on to aliveaustralia.com today to have a look at some of these. Now, I always knew that wellness was not just physical. You know, there's the emotional side, there's the spiritual side, social side, intellectual side, environmental side, occupational side, that sort of thing. So there's 7 of those. I knew mainly about, physical, emotional, and spiritual. And I wanted to go into mostly those today. I'd love for you to have a bit of a bit more of an understanding about that, and a bit more of a overall view on what wellness is all about, not just thinking that wellness is about what we eat or the way that we exercise and that sort of stuff. So according to Dr. Jennifer Hunter, a senior researcher at the Sydney Complementary Medicine, she actually said that holistic wellness is about the whole person and not the parts. Now, we know that that's true. We know, like I said, it's about emotional and spiritual and environmental and all that sort of stuff as well, not just about what you eat and how much you exercise. So I love that she said that and put it into that way, that it's the whole person and not just the parts of the person. As it is with our happiness and nurturing ourselves and that sort of stuff, there are so many connected dimensions within our lives that we need to, think about and really put into play every single day. We can't just think that if you're eating healthy, that's all you need to do. We can't just think that if you're exercising, then that's all that you need to be doing for yourself. It's about the whole picture, and this is what those 7 dimensions are all about. And this is why I think it's really important to show people and tell people about this sort of stuff, so people can understand it more, so people don't think that. I know that wellness gets chucked around a lot these days with, everything out there. It's all about wellness, and about how prevention is better than cure, and about proactive versus reactive and that sort of stuff. And that is important, but it's not just about the physical, and that's what we seem to look at the most, the physical side of that. So I wanted to go into that a bit more with you. And we have to be aware, I just want to read this here to you. We have to be aware that improved physical health can directly impact your emotional state, and it will directly impact and interact with others, how we interact with others, and how we perform in our occupations and that sort of stuff as well. So the first one I want to obviously go through with you today is physical wellness. Now, we know that this all comes down, this all comes into wellness, what we eat, that's really important. So make sure you're consuming foods that are, low inflammatory type foods that are aiding our body for detoxification, like green tea and broccoli and kale and that sort of stuff. Detoxification is a big thing, and our body can do that on its own without having these cleansers and everything, supplements that are out there in the world that really aren't needed if we're eating the right foods. The next one is sweating it out. So, we can be going to saunas, we can be going to hot yoga, we can be exercising a lot and really getting our sweat up, which aids in detoxification as well. The more you sweat, the more you're detoxing some of those toxins out, which is what we want to do. So this is why exercise is so important for us. And hot yoga sounds awesome. I still haven't done that yet. And because I live in Queensland, I feel like if I go somewhere even hotter than where I am now, it's just going to be too much for me. So I can just do yoga in my backyard and it's hot enough anyway. But, they reckon that that's very important for us. They say that, for detoxification, for getting out those toxins and releasing a lot of the stress and tension in our body, hot yoga is amazing for that sort of stuff. The last one in the physical wellness side of things is fixing the cause. So, we know that our GPs are there to treat symptoms, but they're not there to find a cause. That's what our naturopaths are for, and our naturopathic doctors, our holistic GPs, they're all about that. So I always recommend going to those people first to find out the cause of your problem. This all comes under that physical wellness, and, identifying food sensitivities. Our food can cause so many problems for our bodies. If you've got a sensitivity to a food that you don't even know of, that you aren't aware of, guess what happens? It causes inflammation. That inflammation turns into a condition or a disease, or gives you some sort of an outbreak on your face, or some sort of a skin condition, because our face mimics our gut. So, if you're eating the wrong food, your face is going to tell you that. And I find that so fascinating that we can work that out for ourselves just by looking at our skin. And so, having things like headaches and fatigue and skin problems and stuff comes down a lot to what you eat and the food sensitivities that you may have that you may not even be aware of. Now I want to go into emotional wellness. So that's number 2. Now, when we feel emotionally balanced, obviously we are better emotionally towards our friends and our family, and we can cope with stress a lot more. We can cope with the things in our lives that are causing us the most stress a lot more if we're emotionally balanced. And so I find that this is massive, for our wellness, our overall wellness. It's not just about physical and exercise and eating, it's about emotional sides of things as well. So instead of being stressed about a family issue or the fact that you're sitting in traffic all day trying to get to work and stuff, ask yourself, is this situation really that bad? What is it that other people are going through in these days that's worse off than you? And you can really change your thought pattern by thinking more positive about that and changing that mindset of not thinking that, well, actually, this really isn't that bad. I could be listening to some sort of training. I could be feeding my brain with something good. I could be turning the radio up and singing a song really loudly to get my, get happiness into my mind. I think that sort of stuff's really important as well, the emotional side, and having a routine in our lives. Now, we know our adrenal glands, they are what keeps our body coping with stress and, thrive or not thrive, and the predictability of that. So I know with adrenal fatigue like I have, you really have to be careful as to how much stress you put yourself under, or how much you put into your day, not doing a lot of things, too many things at once, not trying to be that person that can do 10 things at one time, because you're over causing that adrenal glands to go into that overdrive state, which is causing more emotional problems and more stress and anxiety and that sort of stuff as well. So make sure you have a regular sleep pattern. Make sure that you have a regular exercise pattern. Make sure even that your kids are on some sort of a regular routine. I know my kids thrive the most when I have them on a routine, some sort of a regular routine for bed and for lunch and for breakfast and that sort of stuff. That's when they're the most happiest, and that means that I'm most happiest as well. So, making sure that you have routines in your life really does set that emotional state into a better form than if you were just to be out there and, fluffing about every single day without some sort of plan or routine in your life. The other thing is to get help and support. So if you're someone who does have a lot of, anxiety or issues in your life that are giving you a lot of stress, go out and get a support network or some sort of a tribe that you have for yourself, or a team of people, or just a really good best friend, someone who's there to support you in every way possible to get through this, someone that you can vent to, someone that you can lay out everything to, and they don't care as long as they're there to listen, So having that support network and that support group is really going to help you. Even, making up or going to different support groups, making yourself a part of some sort of a support group or a club or something that you join. So you do have that support there. And this can really help with mind clarity and focus and that sort of stuff as well. The more support you have in your life, the more you will feel, relaxed and less anxious and calm. The more people you can talk to and open up to, the more it's going to benefit you as well. So you just need to find that right support network, and make sure those people are listening with open ears, and they aren't there to judge, that sort of stuff. Now, the next one is spiritual wellness, and I love this one. So this doesn't actually come down to religious practices. I'm not religious, and I love the spiritual side of things, but you don't have to be religious to be a part of that. So it's all about learning, forgiving, being grateful, being more kind to people and less judgmental, that sort of stuff. So I find that, doing things like meditation, journaling, being more mindful in my day, that can really help with that spiritual side. Having a gratitude journal, some people really like that. I like to journal at night, and I have gratitudes in there and different things that I write down in my journal every night, which gets it out of my head. It's like a brain dump. So then I can sleep better at night, and they start the next day afresh every single time. And that's where my spiritual wellness comes into it. And I really love practicing that journaling, and especially meditation in the morning for me works really well as well. But obviously you choose what suits you. Spirituality can come from anything and everything, as long as it's touching that spiritual side. It's meditation, or it's mindfulness, or it's being grateful and that sort of stuff. The last one I want to speak about is social wellness. We know we all love being part of some sort of a social network or group of people, a tribe of people, as I like to call it. that can really be there for you and that you're a part of. You know, this is where you want to be a part of a club, or you want to be a part of some sort of a team, or some sort of a walking group, even some sort of a group that does spirituality, wellness, and that sort of stuff. And so I think once you get yourselves into those groups and you have that tribe of people around you, it really does help you set out your day, your lifestyle, that sort of stuff in a much better way, because you know you have backup. You know that you have people there that are going to support you no matter what. These are the type of people that have the same visions and missions as you, and you know, the type of people that really see the same things that you do in wellness overall. So I find that, you know, large groups of friends and family, we all crave that. You know, we crave having friends, we crave having a really good supportive family and that sort of stuff. And it is really important. I find that, you know, once you have more of a stronger tight-knit family and friends network, then you really seem more content with yourself. You know, it's more about that than it is about money and success. Do you agree with that? You can be someone who's out there who has complete, you know, they're a millionaire, they're a trillionaire, but they might not have any friends, so they're not happy anyway. You see that friends and family are the most important thing, and having that network of people really does create that social wellness side that we need to be tapping into every single day. And the other one is, you know, creating some sort of a group. If you don't have a group like that, go and find one or make one. You can even go onto meetup.com these days and create your own groups and go for walks. Have a walking group. You know, go and make yourself a walking group, or go and make yourself a group that you go and, you know, plan out things on a Friday night. They're the ones you spend times with on a Friday night. They're the ones you may spend times with on a Sunday afternoon, or, you know, they're the ones that you catch up with through the week when your kids are at school and that sort of stuff. So, you know, having that really good support network and that social wellness to me is so important. It's something that, you know, especially for someone like me who doesn't have my family close by, and my friends are everything, you know, because my family's so far away, my partner's family's so far away. I have my 2 girls with me at home all the time. My partner works away a lot. So for me, friends is, you know, I lock arms with them every single day. I make sure that my support network is there every day in case something happens, and in case I need, you know, a bit of a pick-me-up, or you know, some sort of a motivation side of things. They're there to do that. You know, if you've got the right support network, they will support you no matter what it is that you're going through. So even things like scheduling times in with your family for dinner, or schedule times in with your kids to do certain things on the weekend, or, you know, it's really important for our kids, you know, to see that social wellness and to see that we have a good support network and that they're a part of that as well. And they say that, you know, the bigger support network that your kids have and that they see you have, it links to healthy eating habits, especially if you're doing, you know, meals, say 3 times a week, where you sit down, no TV, no phones or anything like that, and you just sit down and you have a meal together and talk about your week and that sort of stuff. Apparently, you know, that's amazing for kids, for their brain and their development and that sort of thing. And, you know, it leads to healthier eating habits. It leads to better grades at school. It leads to increased emotional wellness, you know, for them. And if they're practicing that as a kid, what do you think they're going to do when they're older? They're going to see that, and because that's just been the way it has been as a child, they're going to keep following on with that when they get older. So I hope this was of value to you. Please like or share this if it was of value to you. And if you didn't really know about the 7 dimensions of wellness, I'll read them out again. So it was physical, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, and environmental, and then occupational and social. I'll have the rest on my blog at janelleemma.com, so you can go over there and look at the 7 of those if you want to. I didn't want to go through all of those today. Obviously, it would take a bit of time if I did, but I hope you got value from that, and I'll see you all on the next Wellness Wednesday video. See ya!